Let's talk about persistence. We're going to talk about persistence with malware, specifically registry persistence. So malware persistence is when malware authors and malware creators want their malware to work after a reboot. By default, a lot of programs that are run in memory, a lot of malware when it's created, once you reboot a box, the system is no longer infected. Obviously, malware authors don't want this. They want to be persistent, not only on the system they infect, but they want to be able to expand into an environment, into an organization, and be persistent on every system they're on. So how do they achieve persistence? Well, one of the most common ways is they achieve persistence through registry keys, which we'll be talking about, as well as DLL loading or DLL side loading, as well as sometimes other startup features that are already present on the OS. For example, like the startup folder. So let's talk about some of the registry entries that are used in malware persistence. So we call these runtime registry keys. The reason they call runtime registry keys or run as registry keys is because when the system starts, it actually looks at these registry keys and sees if there's any programs or any pointers in these registry keys. And if there are, it will start the file or DLL or process that these pointers run to. So these are the common places where you can find these runtime registry keys, as these locations that I'm pointing to right here in Microsoft Windows. These are registry key locations. So run or run once or some other locations as well. And there's quite a few of them, as you can see in the registry. I'm just going to go ahead and build this out. I'm not going to read every one of these out aloud to you, but these are the most common places where runtime registry keys were kept. Once again, in Windows, you can actually add your own registry keys, you can add your own registry pointers, or you can even manipulate these ones right here and just add to it, and once you add to it, it will run those programs. So what malware authors do is once they get their file loaded, they will go ahead and manipulate this registry key and point to their file or point to their malicious code, and so every time there's a reboot, that code will run and will be persistent. All right, so let's talk about where the actual registry keys start from. We have a couple of different kinds. We have HKLM, which means, which also stands for HK Local Machine Hive. That is a machine level system. That is a machine level registry entry. Most of these registry entries are going to be machine level, and that's the preference because malware authors don't really care about the users that log in. So the two major hives in the registry is machine level or also user level. So most of the time they want machine level, so the machine level starts on system boot. User level actually starts on user login. So if you do actually have a register key in the HKCU, that means that's when the user actually logs in, that's when the registry is executed, that's when the malware program is executed. So the difference is, let's think about the login screen where it says hit Control-Alt-Delete, put in your username and password. If it is in HKLM, it's already started at that point. That means a malware author or creator, if he has control of the box, he can actually log onto the machine at that point. If it is in HKU or HKCU, it means you have to wait until the user actually logs in, and if it's under his profile, then the persistence starts, the malware starts to be executed. So there are different tools. There are actually a lot of different tools that will let you examine registry persistence and startup persistence, especially when it comes to malware. As a cybersecurity analyst, you definitely want to know what some of these tools are, or at least be familiar with some of these locations. One favorite tool is called Registry Dumper. And in the next sub-lesson, we'll be examining and analyzing persistence with some of these tools. All right, I will see you in the next lesson.